When I see development partners, civil society activists, and all the CBOs, local NGOs within the region, coming together to invite leaders at my level to have a discussion on the land matters, land conflicts, I find it very, very interesting. Because I know this is the forum I can present my view that I think can help people and bring peace to communities where people conflict.
The most important thing for which we are here is peace and a peaceful coexistence.
So if we are talking about peace, what are you doing?
Previously, because of our traditional conflicting situations, you would hardly get leaders of Karamoja and Iteso in the same meeting. And to me, I see this is a milestone. This is what moved, and we still want to move.
The pertinent issues in this training is concerning about Teso Karamoja, and it is concerning land, and it is concerning conflicts. And when they talk about institutional land, these are problems which are really squeezing us.
I have registered hundreds of cases related to land conflicts in LOC5's office, RDC's office, institutional conflicts, just like you have mentioned, natural resources, name it.
The major cause of conflict is land acquisition processes that these different settlers and settlers have engaged themselves in.
Why are we fearing to say also high expectation by the district officials who are here today? Why are we fearing it? Why?
Some of our leaders are building a wrong foundation on the issue of land. They go promising people that when you go to me, I am going to give you that land.
There are many opportunities, especially under the Land Act, which we need to open up. And I believe when you open them up, you will not realize that we have been sitting on gold. Sitting on it, we need to lift it into our hands.
The multi-stakeholder meeting has opened up space and created a platform that has enabled the IG to share or to tap the experiences of all the types of conflicts and its resolutions.
I would appeal
to this house that we the Teso, we the Karamajok belong to one family. But
when you express yourself, even to the highest level of your voice, for us in a conflict approach, we see it as a healing process. So the dynamic situations we normally see and the levels of their complexity does not actually become so much an endurance or a detriment, but otherwise we appreciate and acknowledge that we are people who must always engage proactively to make sure we transform these conflicts.
when we are considering the utilization of land, we have to consider boundaries. We have to leave the boundaries as they are.
Let us revive the traditional approach of demarcating the boundaries, and let us stop conflicting or fighting over the boundary.
There is need to create or promote the linkages between the traditional structures and the formal structures, such that harmonization in terms of communication, in terms of addressing issues, are actually handled amicably.
Let's build capacities of this interest group. How often do we come to evaluate our performance?
After capacity building, yes, we trained ABCD. So what? That question should have an answer.
Capacity building offered to chairpersons of District Land Board is a very good gesture because it will improve their operation and functionality. Hope that they carry the same skills and knowledge given. They can also improve operation of area land management committees at parish up to village.
The opportunity given from the multi-stakeholder meeting makes us look back on how we can be in position to make interventions that are directly impactful to the overall goal of the IG.
Those IGs should continue documenting all other things that they have gone through.
If you look at the IGs, most of them, they are talking about land, yes, but where is the position of a woman? And yet, traditionally and formally, women are the ones who use land mostly.
They are the people who matter on the ground, who will tell their husbands when there is an issue of land.
There should be women everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere.
I would want the organizers to specifically, when they are inviting these IGs, let 3/4 of the representation be women.
We know the head of the family is a man. When the man is gone and your widow is left alone, all challenges face you.
Agwang was to be evicted from that land and she had nowhere to go. So through our intervention as an interest group, Tolipa decided that let Agwang be given opportunity to negotiate and dialogue with the church. And the church agreed that we can settle these issues outside court.
That's why she's saying God keeps Tolipa.
We need not to be rigid with information. If you are a mother, if you are a father, if you are a granddaddy, share any kind of information with your wife, with your husband, because we don't know what will happen tomorrow.
This success story has given us to broaden our experience on really how to look at vulnerable groups, especially women.
Other than a central approach, we should come up with mechanisms to decentralize this, where we accord maybe South Teso enough time to discuss issues for Pukedia, for Ngora, and the Kumi. Then in the major conference, that team reports to the major conference. And that gives enough time for those small units to exhaust all the land conflicts that exist.
If we want to solve the problem of land conflicts, we are forgetting the youth. Boys and girls who are to irrigate the land.
Where I'm living from, the population is growing rapidly. And there's now what we call land pressure. That is actually one of the things which has made me actually to come back here. I want to get knowledge which can actually help me to sensitize what? The communities.
For me, as a young person, what I quote most is utilization of land. Because most of us have wanted big chunks of land and we cannot utilize it. So the most important thing is having land, even if however small it is, but you can do something and get something out of it.
I'm talking in a perspective of a female youth. We are going to the next generation of the women. And you find that there are very many issues of how women are suppressed, how women are not fully involved in land-related issues. It really tickles me to say that I think in the future we should agitate more of involvement of women and girl children as well in land-related issues.
These are practical issues that people bring, what they have experienced in their localities, and I think it's an area where we can always refer to.
If there is a way we can lower the participation to some representatives at the sub-county level so that we can really know whether we are moving downwards to where the majority of these people lie, because it will not be good if we keep speaking to ourselves.
From the presentations that have already taken place, we have learned that we now understand what we are supposed to do, and we have so far reached to communities and managed to gather a lot of information from the communities, and even some of the gaps that we have found. We are trying now to find ways of covering those gaps.
We are very happy about it, that it will lead us to a solution on how to address and share this resource equally.
Conflict is part of growth. We feel that whether the conflict is upcoming, however magnitude or gravity it holds, we need to be very stable, be patient, tolerant, and we must know that the response we give must always understand and justify that.
I would come to the next multi-stakeholders meeting to give a feedback, first of all, to the stakeholders who are giving us these recommendations.
It should be like this every day. It should be like this every day. Every day. Every day.
As I've attended for the first time, I'd never attended these meetings before. It has been very educative.
There should be unity every day.
We have been gambling with the Karamojongo, quarreling for nothing. Today we are clear about the boundaries. The boundaries are not for us. They made the boundaries a long time ago. It is for us to see that we stay with the Karamoja and Teso. We become more united. Actually, we are more united because now we have been seated with the Karamojongo, and I'm going to train the Karamojongo there.
There should be unity every day. Every day. Every day.
I want to believe that every participant has contributed positively. The question now is the mindset. When we live here, can we uphold what we have made in this workshop here, so that we are able to be actually other regions should be able to relate from us.
Timothy.